Welcome to the Projection Project. My name is Rain. I'm your super awesome, epic, cool host, and I'm with Giselle.
Hi.
As you can tell, we're so nervous.
It's our first time. It's, you know what, first time for everything. So
exactly. We were getting ready to record, and we were like, ready? And no, ready?
No.
Come on now. No. But like I'm like excited though once this posts, because I know that like all like my mutuals and friends like are gonna be excited.
Yes, I was really excited when you asked me to work on this, and nervous, of course, but I think it's something that should be happening because we don't have a lot of this in the community. Shifttok, I mean.
Yeah, and like in fandom too, like I don't see a lot of like fandom content either. I think that like people should be talking about fandom content and like what they think as well.
Constantly evolving, constantly.
Currently, Venom is coming out. Are you excited for it?
Yes, I am. I saw the trailer and was like, you know, I'm really curious what I'm after. I mean, it's not just Venom, it's Carnage. Like, come on, we're getting a new character too. I don't know if you saw the new trailer, Shriek.
No, I haven't seen the new trailer. Oh, but I had no idea that it was coming out so soon until a video popped up on my For You page. Okay, the guy, Straw Goofy Hat, he's constantly in my For You page. I love that man. I love his content. Anyway, moving on. This is not like me fangirling over his content. Anyway, he was talking about the end credit scene. I was like, what? I was like, this movie came out already? And then I found out it's not coming out until like this weekend. And I was like, what?
So he was at a premiere, right?
I think so. He was at the Shang-Chi premiere too.
Damn. Lucky guy.
Wish I was there.
Did you like the movie? I really enjoyed it.
Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi, yeah.
I loved it. It's probably one of my favorite Marvel movies. And the soundtrack is so good.
It is. It brought me to tears. I was fucking...
Wait, you cried?
Yes, I cried. There's not a single Marvel movie that I don't cry in. Like,
really?
Yes.
I've only cried at Endgame.
What? Let me guess. You cried at the part where Peter was like, Mr. Stark, I don't want to go.
That's Infinity War. But no, I didn't cry at that. I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan. Instantly, I lose like 30 followers.
Everyone clicks out.
They're like, oop, bye. No, okay. Super unpopular opinion. I'm not a huge fan of Spider-Man. Well, like that's super ironic because literally the first superhero movie I remember seeing was Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
That's right. Is it because of the multitude? Like we have Tobey Maguire and then we have Andrew Garfield. Now we have Tom Holland. Do you prefer, or do you just not like him in general?
Well, like I liked all of them. I think each of them brings something different to the table.
Yes, I agree.
I haven't seen the Tobey Maguire movies in a really long time. But the thing I liked about Andrew Garfield is that in general he was the best like Spider-Man. He was funny as Spider-Man, and that's how Spider-Man is.
He is actually funny, yeah.
I don't know why people shit on him as Peter or as Spider-Man. I'm like, what? He was one of the best Spider-Mans.
His era was very short-lived from what I recall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because after that, Tom Holland took the cape.
The reins. Wait, how many Spider-Man movies did Andrew Garfield do? 2, 3?
2. I don't quote me on that because I haven't finished them all.
I think I've only seen. Actually, I think I've seen 2. If there are 3, I've only seen 2 of them.
There's one where he meets a lot can change. I mean, we don't have Iron Man anymore. We don't have Black Widow.
Yeah.
Who else?
Who else is dead?
Who else is dead?
Technically Gamora.
Gamora, yeah.
Which is sad because she was one of my favorite Guardians. Actually, she was my favorite Guardian.
Rocket is mine.
Who?
Rocket.
He's my favorite now that Gamora's gone. Favorite.
True. Did you watch the new What If episode?
I haven't yet. I did see a little bit of spoilers. It's because I worked yesterday. And then I always forget that What If comes on Wednesday because it's such a random day for an episode to come out. So I'm gonna watch it after this.
I literally saw it and I'm like, wait, they actually continued. Okay, I don't want to spoil it.
I did see that they continued from the last episode.
Yes, that's yeah.
But obviously I didn't see like what happened. All I saw was Vision. So yeah, that threw me out. Okay, another main critique I have about Marvel movies is that their plots are so predictable. And one of the main reasons why I love Infinity War so much is because they lost. I loved that. Whenever they lost,
it's relatable.
That was
yes.
Yes, I'm so for the Avengers losing so often.
like one day where they don't, win the day, and it's like, well, you win some, you lose some. It's
exactly. They show them winning too often. Like obviously they're a powerful group and they're generally a smart group, but they're not going to win all the time. Like they have some faults. They're not perfect humans.
I think the perfect human thing got me because when you think about Marvel, you think about like humans trying to be gods, and then when you think about DC, it's gods trying to be human.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've heard that before, but I agree. Like it's there. You see the complexity, like in Iron Man, he has to control everything. He wants to, make the world a better place. But we see through Ultron that he doesn't have the right mindset. It's not there.
Yeah. What you just said just like threw me for a fat loop. Like the gods. Anyway.
Gods among us.
Do you think that DC movies will ever reach the expectation of Marvel movies?
See, I have hope. After all, we're getting the new Batman movie in 2022. So that's the first stone. I think they have a long way to go though, because like you said, Marvel is very predictable because they're all planned out. This is years in the making. Like they know what they're doing. All the casting, the agreements, the prenups are, genius because they keep their actors and it's a continuous universe. Unlike DC, who like struggles to maintain an actor for dear life.
And I'm so lost with the DC universe. I'm like,
it's
like this, like where is this in the timeline?
That's where I think if they incorporated the animated verse into the live action, I think they would do so much better. Like I don't know when they're planning to do this because they're reigning in like the animated movies, but
yes,
live action is like
there's only been a couple DC movies that I've really liked, Aquaman being one of them.
Okay.
And the first Wonder Woman movie. The second one was so bad.
We don't talk about that. We don't.
Okay, I have to tell you a story.
Oh my god!
Speaking about the second Wonder Woman movie or Wonder Woman, so my parents are divorced, and my father is always like, we have to do things like his way, and so I have I'm the youngest child, and my older sister is 22 or almost 22, and my oldest brother is almost 28. And so he's like, my dad's like, we're gonna go see Wonder Woman 84. And my sister is not huge into superhero movies. And we're like, okay, like I was fine with it. But then we kept reading it, like everyone except for him kept reading everywhere that the ratings were really low and that it was really bad. But he just kept ignoring it. So then we're at the movie, right? And I'm sitting next to my brother, and then my sister's on the other side. And the scene where like she lassos in the sky and stuff, and then she's basically flying, but like it's like the edit or like the like editing was like kind of bad, and literally we're like losing it in the theater, like my brother, sister, and I. And then my brother's like, it's kind of like that like Spider-Man video where like he just randomly starts flying in the air. Do you know what I'm talking about? And we were laughing so hard, and then like the theater was like full too.
Oh my god! So it's just you guys just bursting in laughter, like
yes.
What the hell is this?
And I didn't know what video they were talking about, so my brother pulls out his phone in the middle of the movie and pulls up the video.
The brightest screen just blinding you guys. Oh my god! Superman just flying in the air. It doesn't come close to the disgrace that CW has brought upon us. I don't know if you ever watched a single episode of The Flash, but they're very much lacking in that department, like effects wise, like, and scripting. Like, even the writing is so bad, it's probably comparable to Riverdale. Like,
oh no,
I don't, like, I'm not gonna be one of those people to shit on, you know, the typical, we have The Flash, you know, Iris always says that in those episodes, so everyone shits on her for that. But the problem is the writing. This man is the fastest man alive. Why can't he beat up some villains without running his mouth? He should be running his feet. He does not stop and think, like, maybe I shouldn't give him like a funny one-liner. I should probably beat their ass. But he doesn't. It's so
like, he's not Barry Allen.
No, like, I mean, the actor does a great job with what he's given. Like, you know, the writing is horrible, but I like him as Barry Allen. But
is it Grant? His name is Grant something.
Gustin.
I've heard he's really nice.
He's a sweetheart, yeah. He is. But I mean, I appreciated the little cameo that they did in what was it, Justice League, where he met another version of Flash, which was Ezra Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the movie?
I watched the original one. I haven't seen the Snyder's cut.
Oh, the Snyder's cut is worth it. It's 4 hours long, but I think it's worth it.
I heard that the Snyder's cut is worth it. I still have I don't know where's the Snyder's cut at? I kind of want to watch it now.
Where can you find it online?
Yeah, or can I watch it illegally?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I mean, the FBI is not going to storm on your door.
FBI agent, if you're listening in, I'm not watching stuff illegally.
She's definitely purchasing it. But it's I think you can find it like on 123 Movies, you know, .mom or something. Or there's Onion Play. There's onionplay.co. That's more reliable in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's totally worth it. They added a couple different scenes, and for the Flash, they did justice. They really did it justice. Like, no pun intended, but it really brought out his character. And there's a lot of character development that lacked in the first Justice League, because you know how in the Marvel universe, you know, everyone, you can relate to them. They're like humans in a way. Kind of like contradicts what I said earlier about gods trying to be humans, or humans trying to be gods, but they're just more relatable. That's why I think they have so much more stardom. Like they're just better in that aspect.
I definitely agree. Because I remember I made that video of Marvel versus DC, and I definitely agree that Marvel characters are just more relatable. I think it's because all DC characters have the most sad and depressing background ever. It's like, my parents died, and then my cousin died, and then I got hit by a car, and then I died, and then I got revived, and I'm like, what?
My parents died in an alleyway, Raphael. How a bummer.
Yeah, I saw. Wait, do you know the Parappa video with Daffy Duck?
Yes, like, I watched it.
Did you see the video? It was like, this is where my parents died, Parappa. And then it's like, I slammed my penis in the car door, and then he's like, what?
No, I didn't see that.
I'm gonna send that video to you. Anyway, so, how did you like grow up with Marvel and DC? Like, do you remember how you got into one of the two or both?
For Marvel, I'm gonna say I started in the X-Men verse. Like, I grew up on Fantastic Four. So like Chris Evans is, you know, what's his name? Johnny Storm. Yes, I heard he's gonna make a comeback. I don't want to get my hopes up, but I heard he's gonna make a comeback. Like, they want to make him, and I think Invisible Woman come back. And what are they gonna do? I don't know if they want to set them up for like Multiverse Madness, but I just heard some rumors.
Wait, that sounds so exciting.
It is really exciting.
He's Johnny.
It's so nostalgic to see. Can you imagine Chris Evans now as Johnny Storm?
Wait, does that mean, is Jessica Alba gonna come back? Because she still looks the same.
She looks beautiful. Yes, she's never aged a day. But I don't know. I really don't. I hope. I'm very wishful of that happening.
I know people want John Krasinski for Mr. Fantastic.
Ooh, yes. He should come back.
Anyway, keep going. I just cut you off.
It's okay. Yeah, I think I also watched Wolverine. My dad was always into superhero movies, as was I. So I grew up with him watching them. And then DC, I think it was The Dark Knight that really, brought me into the universe. I think it still remains as one of the best, what masterpieces that DC has created. I hope they can outdo themselves in the future, because these latest movies and shows are not cutting it.
I know DC has like a ton of live action shows, but to be honest, I've not really seen any of them. I know a couple people who watch Flash. I know there's Arrow, there was Daredevil. I watched a little bit of Gotham, and then I just can't get into shows, so I stopped.
Gotham is really good.
I heard it was really good too, and I just stopped watching it. Like there's Supergirl. What else?
Yes. That's all part of the Arrowverse, except Gotham. Gotham, it's its own like continuity. Like it's separate.
Like I don't know, just like I don't get how like the DC live action shows don't make sense to me. Like how it's different versions. I'm like, what? I was like, isn't DC just I don't know,
just one conjunction.
I remember most of the plot, like, but it's been a really long time since I've seen the movie. And then it was like X-Men and Fantastic Four. I love the original Fantastic Four. I really hope they're not going to mess up the same plot, because whenever they tried to redo it, obviously all the actors were like recognizable. Like Michael B. Jordan, it was Johnny Storm, and there was Miles Turner, and I'm like, guys, you had great actors. The script you had was shit. Like, and then obviously like my dad is a huge superhero fan. That's why my name is Rain Sinclair.
That's cute.
And then oh my god, I have comic books too. Anyway, that's another thing I'll show you later.
I'm so jealous.
And they all have Rain Sinclair. Anyway, I purposely tried to find ones with her. And then I always like grew up playing. I play video games. I always grew up playing like Injustice and like all like I love playing fighting games, and all of them had like DC characters in it. And then I love like watching like the DC cartoon shows, like the old Teen Titans was the best one.
The first one, yeah.
And like Justice League and like the Teen Titans Justice League like movie, and I was like I watched like a lot of those with my dad, and so a lot of like DC impact growing up, and like very little Marvel, because I guess Marvel like was it Marvel making their movies then? Or was it like Fox?
I think they had a hold on them from like when did they start? Because I know Iron Man was like
2008 with Iron Man.
It was like what would happen if we did this? Like they didn't know where it was gonna go, and here they are now.
Yeah, I don't know if Marvel was made. Well, like most of the X-Men movies are on Disney Plus, except for First Class, which sucks because I love First Class. And so I don't know, but I mainly grew up with those, and then I did see all the Marvel movies as they came out, but I guess I didn't really become a bigger Marvel fan until the first Avengers came out. And I wasn't super old, but I kind of just grew up with superheroes and stuff. But I still love
I agree.
Both and stuff. But now I'm more of a Marvel fan. I still love DC. I'm definitely more like into Batman stuff, and like because I love Batman villains. I don't know what it is. They are so Batman. Cool. Also I grew up like playing like all the Batman games are always so good, like Arkham Asylum, and like they're always so good. And I don't know, Batman, that's why I love DC villains over Marvel villains, but I think I like Marvel heroes over DC heroes.
I can see why. There's more complexity to like DC villains, like the Joker. I think like seeing him in theaters as
Heath Ledger was so good.
Ledger, he was amazing. His performance like no other. I really miss him.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. And I haven't seen the new Suicide Squad movie yet. Obviously, it's been out for a while. I heard pretty good things about it. I heard it was way better than the other one.
Yes. Yeah. Let's just erase the other one because.
Yeah. Which is sad because they were like good characters too, and they did like shit things to them.
Mm-hmm.
But Margot Robbie is really good Harley Quinn.
She is. I can never picture anyone else be her
exactly
anymore.
like she looks like her. The accent is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved Harley Quinn growing up. I love like the Gotham City Sirens. I was like, yes, I want to be one of those bad bitches, even though they're criminals. I don't know what I was thinking.
It's fine. I mean, what is it? Did you ever watch the Batman Forever series? Well, it's not a series. It's like multitude, like just horrendous. I mean, some of them were more horrendous than the other ones, but Poison Ivy.
What did the animation look like?
Was introduced. No. Like the live action from, I think it was what's his name? George Clooney.
Oh wait, yes, I did.
Yeah,
I saw that movie with Poison Ivy.
I think that Poison Ivy was Pamela
and Mr. Freeze. That one.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. That one was. How could they do my girl Poison Ivy like that and Mr. Freeze? They need to. Okay, they need to get Poison Ivy in the DC universe so bad.
They do. Like they have it in animated, but live action. I want to see her.
And they can't fuck her up. And how did they fuck up Mr. Freeze too? And I'm like, what? Oh, so who's your favorite Batman? Like actor who's played Batman?
Actor? I'm gonna go with Christian Bale. I feel like he may not be the best Batman. I'm just gonna contradict, but I think he's a perfect Bruce Wayne. I don't know. During that era where he was starting up, because it was like an earlier version, and I don't know. I just feel like he nails it. Everything except the voice. The voice just doesn't do it for me as Batman. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. In my opinion, that Christian Bale is the best one. I can't wait to see Robert Pattinson though.
Mm-hmm.
But because there's something about Ben Affleck that I do not like, and I can't place my finger on it. I just don't think he's a good. No. I meant him as Bruce Wayne. I think he's not a good Bruce Wayne. He's just like only Batman and not Bruce Wayne. I don't know. Mm-hmm. There's something about him playing Batman that doesn't seem right. But he got super ripped for the role. Like, I was like, hello?
Yeah, it was more comic accurate.
Yeah, I don't know, like something, and the age was right, like, because obviously Bruce Wayne is supposed to be like kind of older, but not like super old. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And DC does a pretty decent job casting, like looks wise. There's just some, like sometimes they just do it like something is not right. Like obviously Gal Gadot was a perfect Wonder Woman. Like I always thought acting and looks was great because Gal Gadot is a good actor. Because I first saw her in the Fast and Furious movies before I saw her in Wonder Woman. And then Henry Cavill, perfect, wonderful, looks exactly like him. Jason Momoa as Aquaman, I always liked. Because the thing that threw me off though is that I don't know. I think there are multiple depictions of Aquaman, but like obviously Aquaman always had just like short hair instead of long hair, so I was thrown off. But I think I like him with long hair.
Yeah, he pulls it off.
Hair. What?
He pulls it off.
Yeah. I like it. So I like him as Aquaman. And I think I always thought Aquaman was more serious, but like I think the movies take him more like comically, or maybe I was just wrong. I have no idea.
I think I think you're onto something. Like in the comics, he was a little more stern. Like it wasn't like Thor, where he was like oblivious. But he was not. He
kind of was comical in the movie.
Yeah.
Just something didn't seem exactly right, but I do like Jason Momoa as the role.
I agree.
I don't know if I like Ezra Miller as the Flash.
Yeah, I don't
remember who was Cyborg.
He was a new actor. Forgot his name though. But he did great.
One guy.
He did great.
I think once I haven't seen Justice League in a really long time, but I think once I see the Snyder's Cut, I might have a different opinion.
Yeah. They gave both of those characters a little more development.
I wanted, they teased at an Injustice League movie or an Injustice League appearance, and then they like never talked about it because they were like, "Ooh, here's Jesse Eisenberg talking to," I think it was Deathstroke at the very end of one of the movies. I was like, I like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, and he shaved his head and everything. And I thought I think he was just a tad too young, but I was like, I like him a lot as a villain. I don't know. I love Jesse Eisenberg, but I was like, yes, I'm here for this. And then it never happened. I don't remember what movie that was in. I think it was at the end of.
Wasn't that Batman vs Superman? I think it was Bats versus Soups, right?
Yeah, I think it. Oh yeah. Okay, that movie was so bad, and I can't explain how bad it was to someone.
The beginning.
Like, it was scripting because it was not acting, because obviously the actors were great. Because what? Never mind. I'm not even gonna go on the rant.
It's too much.
Yeah, I was like, I can't do this right now. Anyway.
But the series they do have now that I 100% recommend, obviously Gotham, but there's Titans from HBO Max.
I saw an episode of that finally. Dude, yes? The guy who plays Grayson is
beautiful. So good. Yeah.
I realized he was in Pirates of the Caribbean.
He was?
Why did I say Caribbean? Caribbean. There we go.
Caribbean.
Caribbean. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean.
So I've never seen him before. Like, I swear I've never seen his face before.
He was in the movie. Someone made an edit of him from the movie. And I was like,
oh my God.
He was in what? I was like, he was a pirate.
This reminds me of when Tom Hiddleston voice acted for a pirate on a kid's show or something. I don't know if you ever seen that.
No.
Yeah. I think it's called, hold on, The Pirate Fairy. Oh wait. Yeah, it is Tinkerbell, the Pirate Fairy. He was one of the pirates.
Wait a second. I think I've seen that movie. Hang on.
His voice.
Now I gotta pull it up.
It's very distinctive, so you can tell.
Wait, Tinkerbell and the Pirate Fairy?
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, there's so many Tinkerbell movies.
I know.
I've definitely seen this movie. Oh, hang on. I gotta see this. Yeah, because I remember that like boss bitch, like pirate lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember seeing the trailers, but I never got to seeing it.
I saw it on like Disney or something. Hang on. Oh my God, now my phone's not loading. Okay, it's not important. We're gonna talk about DC Marvel. We're like Tinkerbell.
Dixie Hollow.
Okay, anyway, going back to Titans, I saw like one episode because it played randomly while I was out east. And it played at like midnight. Obviously, I knew who all the characters were because they're really distinguishable. But I was very lost, and Grayson was still Robin and not Nightwing. So I was like, this must be early in the series, question mark.
Yeah, there's a lot went down.
I don't know. I was very lost, and I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Why is Rachel looking for her mom?" I don't know. I was very confused.
That's definitely the first episode.
What?
That was definitely the first episode then.
Well,
or the second
one. Gar was in it. So it wasn't the first episode because Starfire was also in it.
So then it was probably like third one.
Because they were at the tower.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Never mind. It
was like all of them were there. Wait, why do I feel like they're missing? Oh, it's because I guess they're missing Cyborg. I don't know. Is there only 4 of them in that show?
Currently, I can't tell you more, but yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I always get mixed up whenever people go from like Teen Titans to Justice League, and I'm like, what? And then there's like Young Justice League, and I'm like, wouldn't that just be Teen Titans? I don't know.
That's true. I haven't watched that.
Teen League. I don't know. Anyway, so obviously you're shifting to a Marvel and a DC DR, right?
Yes. Many people have asked me like, how am I scripting that? How is that possible? Like, what?
I was one of those people.
Yeah. The thing is, I really base it off of like age and like phases. Like this is when, let's say, Grayson had just become Nightwing. So he's like in my DR, he's like in his 26, 28, I'm not sure. And then Bruce is like a little bit older because he's technically my love interest. So he has to be he has to be, you know, not that old but not that young. He's like in his 30s. But I made it so the multiverse, or in this case the Flashpoint paradox, is upon us, and I just happened to be there fighting alongside them. Like all the villains that they previously defeated somehow spawned. So I don't know how that's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. And somehow I was thrown into a portal and appeared before the Avengers Tower. So then I have to, like, you know, find out what happened, and I'm introduced to the Avengers. So technically, the first person that I meet is actually Spider-Man, and I did a whole video on that. But is
it pinned in your account?
No, it's not. You know what I wish I had? I wish I had those playlist videos, like the little button. It's a feature that I think only bigger creators have around.
I want to know how many followers you have to get that, because I have like shifting motivation videos I would love to make a playlist of, and like and stuff to help people, because I've okay, anyway, keep talking.
Yeah, to organize. Right. But so basically I just go in, I'm like, yeah, like, who are you people? Like, I don't know them. And then I guess Doctor Strange would play a role in this, because he protects the universe, whatever. And so an imminent danger being like, you know, the universe is gonna ripple and everyone's gonna be here, like all the DC is gonna meet Marvel. So like the Avengers meeting Justice League, I think it's gonna be epic. And
that's so cool.
It's literally gonna come based on like how I perceive them, obviously. So it's not gonna be the same for everyone else. But I think it would be really cool to experience, and I'm looking forward to it. Like, can you imagine just two billionaires throwing money at each other, and then the rest of them just like fighting, and then Captain America and who was the other guy? Superman. They're like, who's the other guy? Handshake. They're like their opposites, basically.
I know. I was trying to see how many followers you needed to get playlists, but it says only selected creators. I just want to make playlists.
So I think you have to enter the testers program, right?
Well, it says you have to have a pro account, but doesn't that cost money? I don't know. I just want
gross.
I just want an
organization.
Well, like, I have a pinned video for like people who need super suits and super names and super background stuff. Yeah, if you need any of that, click on my link tree, people listening. Click on my link tree. I have so much stuff to help you. Anyway,
I was actually checking it out like earlier.
Really?
It was a long list. I'm like, damn, girl.
The superhero name things, I wasn't gonna like be super descriptive, because I was like, here's stuff you can add in front of it or behind it. And I was like, here's stuff, and then here are like other names. And I casually add it to time. Oh my gosh. I casually add to it over time, because I try not to add stuff that like I see everywhere, or I try not to like take other people's names, but like also at the bottom I said you could have the media name you in your DR, or you can just take someone else's name. But I'm really not for people taking other powers or other people's names, but that can be another topic for another time. And then I'm trying to remember. Oh, I made the super suit Pinterest thing back whenever my account first blew up in February, whenever people kept asking for super suits, and then I just organized it. And then once I was able to put a link tree in, I put the link, and then people kept asking for requests after I was done, and several months later, and I was like, guys, I have a link tree, please click on it.
It's there. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
And then for power ideas, I'm so for Superpower Wiki. That stuff is so nice, so descriptive, tells you limitations. I love it.
I love making myself overpowered. Like, you need my help? Really? don't you need Superman or like Wanda or something?
Yeah, do you really need
okay, I guess Indian says.
I'm really not for being overpowered for a couple reasons. I made
yeah, I remember that video.
A video talking about it, and then I made a video explaining why. I don't really care if you do. I mean, it's your DR. I don't like. Obviously, I'm not gonna stop you. Like, what am I gonna do? Go to your DR? Like,
I actually reverted from that. I was also like, I don't want to overpower myself. Like initially, I was Batgirl, but then I'm like, I felt iffy about the whole dynamic, you know. And I was like, you know what? Let's make myself like a demigoddess or something. So
well, like if you make yourself a goddess, it makes sense that you're powerful.
Yeah.
But if you like make yourself a normal human, why or like I don't know, something like that. Like if you're get like a power from an infinity stone, that makes sense why you're powerful. But if you are just like a normal person and you survived an explosion and suddenly you have 20 powers, like why does
like consume the earth, consume the universe. I'm just consuming yourself.
I know.
Like, my brother actually made me laugh the other day. He was like, you're making, because I actually talked to him about my DR, and he supports me like 100%. But the thing is, he constantly criticizes me for, you know, making myself this demigoddess and like going for the same old white man. Like, he says, why do you want to wake up to this blue eyes bimbo? Like, why? Like, what is the purpose? I'm just
my favorite thing that I hear from POCs is that they're like, I'm really going for white men. I'm really going for a white man. And I hear all the time, and it makes me laugh so hard. I don't know why.
It's ironic.
Well, I haven't thought about what I was gonna do for my like. I had like a rough idea, and now I'm like, I don't know. But obviously, my Marvel script is finished. I haven't really touched it that much. Like I figured out. It took me forever to figure out what I was going to do, and I knew where I was going, like where I was gonna put myself in the plot, and then I just had to like fix myself. That's my X-Men script is like half finished. It's been half finished for a really long time.
I felt that.
I have like my powers and what timeline I want to go to, and that's it. I guess I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm not over. I guess I would say I'm weaker than Wanda. Like I can take on Wanda in Age of Ultron, but after that, I'm way too weak to take on Wanda because I have energy powers. So technically I can't take on her powers. I got my powers from the Power Stone in my DR. So I took inspiration from like I guess not color wise, but some power stuff wise from Starfire. Because I was like, I really love energy powers and I don't really see them that often. Like energy blast, you know how like Starfire does it. I was like, I want to do something like that. So that's one of them. I was like, I can take on Wanda only in Age of Ultron. After that, I'm too weak. So I was like, but I can't be like too weak. Where like I can't defend myself. I don't know. I had to like think smart. So I was like, the Marvel universe. I was like, if you're too weak, like you're done. You're dead.
Done for. Makes up for a good sob story. I mean, just wake up. You're like, what happened? And they're like, we thought you died. You're like, I'm still here.
Oh yeah, because like I can't. Well, like I'm not. I also everyone scripts they can't die, but like, did you hear about the person who said that they died in their DR and then they came back, and they were like crying?
I feel like I hear that every day.
No. So
I don't know who
it was like. Well, I don't know if you're on like Harry Potter shifttok at all, but someone like died in their Marauders DR, and like because Voldemort killed them, and I'm like, didn't you script can't die? What? I was so lost. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was like, I still want to go to Harry Potter, but I don't want to be associated with everyone else from Harry Potter. I was like, guys, stop. This is why I'm only going to write about my Harry Potter experiences and talk about it very little. Anyway.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like, guys, I can't do this anymore. No.
Like, I don't want to touch too much on like the scripting part because I know that's going to be like a whole separate episode for you. But like the trauma thing, you know how you can't really script out trauma. Like you can only avoid events. Like you can't just say like, oh, it's going to happen to me, but I'm not going to be affected by it. That's unrealistic, right? I mean, it sticks to you wherever you go. So it kind of touches on the multiverse and like the theory, like the multiverse theory and the what's the other one?
The perspective from your video theory.
Yes, yeah. So there's a lot to it. I don't know. I feel like you just have to experience it first. And
I hate people who are like, you can't do anything with trauma. I'm going to touch on this very lightly.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why would you purposely? I literally commented this on a video, and I'm glad that so many people were agreeing with me, and even big creators were agreeing with me. And I'm like, thank God. That I hate people who purposely give themselves trauma. I'm like, clearly you've had nothing terrible happen to you here. Mm-hmm. I'm like, because it will ruin you. It will affect you so much, and you have no idea. I'm like, just because you have a peachy, perfect, keen life here, I'm like, does not mean you should give yourself that. And so I know tons of people who shifted to like Attack on Titan and stuff like that said that they regret it. And I made the main problem was whenever I talked about after Black Widow came out, how I was like, I hope you guys realize why you shouldn't shift that you were in the Red Room or that you got anything with the Red Room.
Trauma,
why you shouldn't do it. And half the comments were like, okay, thanks, I'm changing my script. What should I do now? The other half of the comments were like, I'm still going to do it. Or like, I'm just going to script it doesn't give me trauma. I'm like, okay, have fun getting trauma. Lol. Like, I don't know. It made me really angry. And I was kind of over it. I was like, okay, have fun learning that you're going to now have trauma from the Red Room. I'm like, just script that Nat trains you. Do not go to the Red Room. Please. Please, 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 please. Like, this is my last warning, I swear. Like, I have a warning in the superhero backstories document I have. I'm like, but that's kind of like my only warning other than the video and like this right now. Like, please stop doing that.
It's very worrying. I think what's more worrying is the intentions that people have when they go into these like alternate realities. They don't keep in mind that these are real people. You can't just do whatever you want without any consequences. Like, whether you get, arrested or you regret it, it's gonna haunt you for the rest of your life. Like, I know a lot of people who, I remember back then, what was it, like in February? They would brag about killing people, and that was kind of scary.
I remember that. And people were like, oh my God, good job. And I'm like, what?
Like, didn't this girl in Harry Potter talk get a lot of shit for getting the dark mark? I don't know what it's called. But, and then everyone else like, oh, like, why is she only getting shit for it? But like someone else did the same thing and the comments were totally different. Like there was...
I know.
I don't know. That's it's like a lot.
So when I never know for sure if she really got it. She could be lying. She said she didn't, but we don't really know for sure. And then, so she was originally going to get the dark mark for Draco because Draco originally gets the dark mark in the movies and books. And a different girl killed Dumbledore instead of Draco. And a ton of people don't like Dumbledore anyway. But like, I would never kill him in my DR because that ruins the DR, that ruins the plot. And because, I don't know. Unless you want to be like antagonized in your DR, but I'm like, that's the worst thing ever. Unless you want to be shunned by all like the Gryffindors and everything, I'm like, I don't know. And you want to join the Death Eaters, I'm like, but that is the worst idea on the planet. I don't know.
Isn't it like the equivalent to being Hydra? Like when people are like, oh.
Yes, I hate people who do that too. Hydra and Red Room, no. Being a Death Eater, no. And I'm like, because Dumbledore runs the school, and then everyone was mad. But everyone was like, Draco doesn't kill. Sorry, I don't know why. So Draco does not kill Dumbledore in the movies and books. Snape does it because Draco can't. Draco was tasked with it, and Draco can't do it because he's only 16.
Yeah, obviously.
But I don't know. I'm really tired of people doing that. I'm planning on talking about more of this topic with someone else. So stay tuned. And I'm also planning on, how you touched on the multiverse and perspective theory. Yeah. I'm planning on talking about this with another person, so also stay tuned for that. Any last words about DC and Marvel before we end the episode? Any thoughts, wishes, prayers?
I think at this point in time, I think Marvel and DC fans should just come together, because I've seen so much shit on my For You page You know, I know half of them are not serious, but then there's like the constant dragging, the constant like going at each other's throats, like, oh, Wanda, your fave. Like it's hilarious to watch, but I just think it's so unnecessary. Like, I know there's several perks that Marvel has over DC, and like I don't see why we should be comparing them. Someday we might even have a crossover.
I hope so.
Can you imagine that?
That would be so fun.
It would. It would probably just be a cash grab. So we would probably get fan votes. What if we like decided who won? Like, because you know they might not even agree on who wins.
I would love to see a DC Marvel crossover. It would be so fun because obviously it happened in the comics all the time. I don't know, but it probably won't happen for a while, which is really depressing.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm also super tired of like people fighting and like shitting on DC. And DC like shitting on Marvel. I don't know. I'm like, can't we just live in harmony?
Listen, DC fanboys are the worst. They're like Wanda stans, like the toxic Wanda stans.
Oh my god,
DC fanboys
tired.
I get so much shit from them. Like, listen. So I have Batman's wife in my bio, right? So I don't know if some random like looked it up, fucking weirdo, but he found my account. He's like, DC's not for you. Batman is not your husband. And I'm just like, are you joking? Like, hop off my man's dick. Like, are you jealous that I'm gonna see him in our reality and you're here like contemplating a fictional character's existence? Like, what are you doing? Like, what do you get from gatekeeping? What is the point? I like this pop-up. Well, I don't think it's a pop-up, but like sorry, a comic book shop just opened like nearby in a mall, and I was like, maybe I should work there. I should send in my resume and work there. But then I realized like quickly, you know, I don't think it's this place for me. And exactly like 2 weeks after I said that, they had opened and all I saw were men, just men, white men everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, I could tell this would have been a toxic environment. Because
honestly, if you would have been working there and you were the only girl, like probably the employees would have been like, you probably don't know what you're doing, like blah blah blah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, considering I just picked up comics a few months ago,
yeah,
it wouldn't be too wrong. But
speaking of Wanda Stans, oh my god, some edits, like anytime people are like the strongest Avenger, powerful, strong and powerful mean the exact same thing. If you say that you were the dumbest person on the planet, oh my god. Just accept. Okay, first of all, I do agree that Wanda currently is the most powerful hero in the MCU. But that does not mean you have to shit on all the other characters just because you believe that Wanda is the strongest. Like, I'm so sick of it. And then someone can make like an edit of their opinion thinking that Captain Marvel's the strongest. I'll accept it. It's your opinion. Like, and plus the edit is good. Like, whatever. And I don't know. And then people fight in the comics, and then not the comics, the comments, and then people say like stuff that's not accurate to like the MCU or the comics, and I'm like, guys, like people are so out of like date with everything. I could go on another rant, but like
all I've heard is that Wanda got like phase 4 of immortality. I think that's what they said. So basically she revived herself, and she's like, well, she's a Nexus being, right? So she revives herself in the newer comic. I'm not sure what it is. I don't really read Marvel comics, but that's what I've been seeing on my For You page.
I know people are like people are saying that they love female villains, and they've been putting Wanda in because Wanda is supposed to be the villain in the new Doctor Strange movie, and people are like, she's not a villain. I'm like, technically she was one of the villains in the Age of Ultron movie.
Yeah.
And then, or technically, I guess she's an anti-hero, and so is Pietro because they were kind of doing what was benefiting them.
Yeah.
And then she's supposed to be the villain in the new Doctor Strange movie, and people are like, she's not a villain. And I'm like, guys, come on, read. And then
ends all mutants.
Okay, And apparently there was a spoiler. Last thing I'm gonna say, there was a spoiler that in the new Doctor Strange movie, Wanda's supposed to be fighting someone from the Foxverse for X-Men, and everyone's like, it's gonna be Professor X, it's gonna be Quicksilver. I'm like, guys, Wanda's gonna shit on them if it's one of those two. I'm like, it's gonna be Magneto, it's gonna be her dad, it's gonna be Magneto, because that is the only person that can at least go up against her power. Because I'm like, what is Professor X gonna do? Read her mind? Like, the most he can do is control her. That's it. And it would probably take a lot of power. Well, he has a really strong mind, but if he's weak, he can't do it. But I'm like, Magneto is one of the strongest mutants out there, so he can handle Wanda. Guys, that's not gonna. What is Quicksilver gonna do? One around her? Like, I can't do this anymore. This fandom is stupid as hell. Anyway, any other last thoughts or wishes or rants?
I don't think so. I just I hope the best for DC's future, movie wise, and I want to see more shift talkers also, you know, doing DC content. But one can only wish, because Marvel just got their. I feel like this year was the best year for MCU shift talk.
Yes.
And I mean, like, me saying that because I just joined like in December. Me writing those traumatic events, regretting it immediately. Like the first script was horrible. I feel like everyone agrees on that.
Yes, like, my first Harry Potter one was. My Marvel one has been the same, but I don't see many DC shifters. I did have someone comment once on one of my. It was a really long time ago. I never said anything on my account that I'd shifted before, and this person made like a 3-part comment saying, like, asking how like Gar was like in like my DC comment or my DCDR, and I was like, what? I was like, when have I ever said that I've shifted? When have I ever said that I've been to DC, like the DC universe? I was like, it was back in like maybe like February, and I was like, what the hell's going? No, it had to be like March or April, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, where did you come from? You don't even follow me. I was so confused.
Oh no, yeah, I feel like, I mean, I haven't like claimed that I've shifted. I feel like a lot of people like to put in their bio, you know, haven't shifted yet, or like they put like shifted how many times, I don't know. But I mean, when I do, it's gonna be all over my page. It's gonna be obvious, like you can tell. Yeah. Like it's gonna be labeled, you know, this happened, or
I think
stuff like that.
Once I shift, you'll see like a change in my content. Not like change, like a hardcore change, but you'll see like I'll stop posting like stuff that like will, you know how I post a lot of stuff now that's like I not like I need to shift, but like once I'll shift, like this is gonna happen. Or, like I'll stop posting stuff like that. But like I was gonna say something else and it already left my mind. I know what I was gonna say. It was like I don't like whenever people put in their bio haven't shifted yet or mini shifted. That's another topic. Okay, like mini shifting is not shifting. I'm just gonna end it there. Mini shifting is not a thing.
It's so hard to decipher. Like, how do you? Someone else could say the same, and their experience is totally different. Like, you can't just. I don't like the term. I just don't like it.
I don't either, and I could like go on a rant with all the things.
You can save it for another episode. It's okay. It's another
episode. We just keep adding more things. Honestly, I'm not mad, but like, because it's good. Like, it's not like I don't know what you mean. Like, I made it. Like, I think you commented it's agreeing on the video, but I was like, what do you mean by this? Like, do you mean that you were there for 5 seconds and left? Because that's not mini shifting. That's shifting for 5 seconds and then leaving.
Yeah.
And my mini shifting, like, do you mean that you had some symptoms? Because that means that you didn't shift. That means that you had some symptoms. Like, what do you mean? And then people will comment on like popular shifttok accounts and be like, I mini shifted. And they're like, oh my God, congrats. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just stray away from that. I don't want to tell them like, no, that's not right. Like, it's their experience, you know, it's through their eyes. I'm not going to dwell on the fact that they said that. I just don't like using the term in general.
I don't either. Like, I'd rather you say that you were close to shifting rather than mini shifting. Like, because I don't know what mini shifting means. So
yeah, it just throws us off because not everyone has experienced, you know, the same journey.
Well, this has been the first episode. Because we gotta end it now before we keep talking about more stuff. Well, this has been the first episode of the Projection Project, mainly talking about DC and Marvel stuff. Make sure to catch the second episode sometime. I don't know. You'll see it. I'll be here with another friend talking about a different topic. I'll see you guys later.